Hey guys, it's a double dose of Don Lee, and so I figured I kind of want to get this out there that, yeah, with this being only 11 more days to go, you will have noticed that I seem kind of at peace right now. And what I'm getting at is I think what I'm going to be doing over the next month or two is what I call a reset. And so I think really what it's going to enable me to do is just kind of reflect back on some of the mistakes I've made, because I know I've made quite a few over the past 10 years. And when you really think about it, I mean, I know like I've kind of, said some things about this place of living and so forth, but really in the grand scheme of things, there are people my age or older who do live here. As a matter of fact, my roommate's my age. But the problem is, I think what's been going on is like deep down inside of me, I still have like all this bitterness about the success or not the lack of success after having graduated with my master's degree in exercise science. So I think what's been happening is deep down inside, I have pent up frustration and anger. And so my way of expressing it, unfortunately, is kind of like trying to turn it into an object and objectifying things and kind of making things to be worse than they really are. So like, for instance, like I think I made a video where I mentioned like, oh yeah, the parking lot treated like a NASCAR racetrack, where it's like by no means even close to like a race car. So pretty much that was pretty much like internalized frustration, anger, projected in a really negative way. But for the most part, really, I think what I'm going to be doing really is I just kind of need to kind of reset. And actually, another reason why I'm not able to renew my lease is because of my income. My income is too low, so I wouldn't be able to renew my lease anyways, for that matter. But really, it's not a bad area. It's actually a cool area, easy to like go on a bike ride, don't have to drive anywhere. So there are like pros and cons to anywhere you go. But yes, I think what's been going on is I've just kind of like been like letting go of some, like I mentioned, deep down frustrations, lack of success, student debt for my master's degree. Because like I will admit, since 2017, it hasn't really been the greatest experience as far as my social life goes. But other factors, I mean, I have to be thankful for. For instance, like being able to go to Whatcom Falls Park and do my trail jogs, the hikes, the skiing. It's just that my social life has kind of taken the biggest impact. I think that's what's really hurt as far as my lack of success has gone. When referring to my career, is my social life has probably taken the greatest impact. And of course, that is something I strongly desire. And yeah, there's people out there who'll just be like, yeah, just put yourself out there. But if you've seen some of my recent videos, I'm holding off on that because, yes, I'm waiting until I do get that confidence and that self-esteem for when I do finally land a good job that's in my desired career fields. And I know there's going to be some of you out there who will probably mention like, have you ever considered like a trade school or this or that, like carpentry, pipe fitting, plumbing, welding? And I'm going to be honest. If I had any desire to do any of those types of jobs, I would have done them a long time ago. And I know it's a chance that I'm taking by going into the computer science field at my age, but it's a chance I'm willing to take because I think it's really silly if just for the sake of things, you're going to go into a career field. Like in my case, I can't stand working with my hands. I don't know. There's just something about working with my hands. If I'm doing like any kind of carpentry or plumbing or anything that like mechanical, for some reason, it just bores me. It's hard for me to explain why. Whereas if I'm doing something behind the computer, like crunching numbers or programming, it's a whole different world. My mind's stimulated. I'm not worried about how long it's taking me to do it. And I mean, my internship gave me a good insight up to the potential of, how good life can be, how good a good career, that work doesn't have to be like, it's Monday, I don't want to go to work, this and that. And so, yes, I know I'm taking a chance, but whether it's 1 week, a month, half a year, 5 years, or even 10 years before I land my desired job, that's a chance I'm willing to take, because really in the grand scheme of things, there's no need to be unhappy with what you're doing. You don't want to be having to go to work every day unhappy, because then you're going to carry that into the rest of your life, and it's going to even make it harder to have any kind of social life. So yes, it's a chance I'm willing to take, but I'd rather take that chance So that way I know I can be a happier person. And in that way, when I go meet people, I'm in a happier place. And like, yeah, this is not a bad place here. It's actually pretty good. But I think, yeah, what's happened was I kind of displayed some frustration and probably not the greatest ways. And so, and aside from that, yeah, my income's just too low to be able to renew with this place. I would be like almost over half of my income would be going to rent. So unfortunately, I wouldn't qualify anyway. So pretty much it all comes down to I'm in a clutch position where no matter what, if I want to stay in the area, I pretty much do have to get a good paying job. So yeah, so aside from that, because I know I'm going to be going back east for probably a little bit, but would I really want to stay there for a long-term basis? Probably not. I mean, it's like I've lived in the area before. If you guys know like Fort Bragg, North Carolina, the Fayetteville area, feel free to leave down in the comments if you guys have lived in that area before. I mean, there's mixed opinions about the area, so I'll leave that up to you guys to discuss down below. So yeah, it's going to be kind of an interesting time, but yeah, it's just time to kind of, reset, look forward. I've still got 1 year left of my software development degree. If I don't get a job before the springtime, I do have a second internship that I'll be doing. And so with that, and I'll be posting my resume on LinkedIn. So hopefully something will come up, because that's pretty much what's kicking me out of the area. It's just, a lack of a decent job, because rent is super expensive pretty much everywhere you go. So yeah, maybe something will happen, but I just kind of wanted to get that off of my chest, because I know in some of my recent videos I've been like, oh yeah, only 14 days until I'm out of here, or that blah blah blah. But really, I wanted to set things straight, and it's owning up to my mistakes. I made mistakes, and so that's pretty much the reason why I'm having to leave Bellingham for a little bit, doing a little bit of a reset, acknowledge that I made mistakes, own up to them, and then just look forward to what my software development degree is going to get me the skills that I need, and take it from there. And like I said, it's a chance I'm willing to take. I'd rather take that chance and get a job that I'm happy with than just throw myself into some occupation that I'm completely unhappy with. And that's my advice to you guys out there, is people will be telling you different things. Oh, you should just do that, or you should just go into this career field. But it's your life, not their life. Do what makes you happy, and when you're happy, others around you are going to be happy, and all will be better than what it can be otherwise. So, yep. So that's been your daily dose of Donley. I'm not going to make a habit of this, but just it was time for me to kind of come out clean and just kind of share my thoughts. And yeah, so I think I'm just going to have some ornament peppers for dinner tonight with some teriyaki salmon. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Be back at you guys shortly. Peace.